Hello friends, what's up? It's Jaime here. Welcome back to another Fangirl Fridays video. For today's Fangirl Fridays video, I'm going to be talking about a story that I have honestly been wanting to talk about for almost 2 years now, and that story is Maven. Maven is a comic created by Epoch Sonder that follows the story of Eleanor Wells, a young woman who discovers that she is the long-lost Maven, the master of the 5 magics who must go on a journey to save the world. I doubt that any of you remember this, but you may potentially, if you have a good memory, recall that I actually have talked a bit about Maven before on the channel. It was actually in January of 2022. I believe that was my first Fangirl Fridays video that I had made, like, when I'd come back to YouTube. But a lot has changed since I made that video, clearly, because now I'm actually holding a copy, like a physical copy of Maven in my hands. So I figured that I would update you guys about the series while I also gush about it, because I am so excited about this series. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So like I said before, Maven is a comic created by Epoch Sonder, but it originally started out as an in-progress animated series as well as a webtoon. The original Maven webtoon was more of like a, I'm trying to think of whatever is like the comic equivalent to like a television pilot. I guess like a one-shot, like a one-shot. Like we had our 2 main characters, Eleanor and Alec, going on like this little adventure, but it wasn't, the original Maven webtoon wasn't like the start of the series, if that makes sense. It wasn't the start of the story. As for the Maven animated series, Epoch Sonder has been putting out Maven-related animations since May of 2019, but in October of 2021, they released the pilot episode of Maven on their YouTube channel. I know that originally Epoch Sonder wanted Maven to be a fully animated series, and they still put out Maven animations on their YouTube channel, but mostly on their TikTok these days. But I believe, now don't quote me on this because I haven't seen any kind of official statement from Epoch Sonder, but I mean, they could have talked about this in like a video or a stream that I missed, but so don't fully like quote me on this, but I do believe that Epoch Sonder has since pivoted to mainly producing Maven as an actual physical comic series. In May of this year, Epoch Sonder revamped their webtoon to better reflect this new comic endeavor and began posting parts of Maven Chapter 1. So when you go on the webtoon for Maven, you will no longer, like what I was talking about before, the one-shot, that's not there anymore. I don't know if it's archived anywhere, but I could not find it. We very well may see it again in a later issue of Maven, but when you go on the Maven webtoon, now it's just what you would read like in this physical comic, but it's on webtoon, and you can read it for free, which is pretty cool. Then in August of this year, Epoch Sonder released the physical edition of Maven Chapter 1 that you can purchase off of their website. Also, by the way, I will have all of Epoch Sonder's various links linked down below in the description for you to go check out. Again, it's very possible that Epoch Sonder plans to release a fully animated Maven series in the future, but it would appear that, at least for the time being, they are mainly focusing on producing physical comics for Maven, because that's probably just what's the most like logistically possible for them at the moment, which makes a lot of sense. Because listen, I am not an artist, as we have well established on this channel, but even from my limited knowledge, I know that art takes so long and that animation takes even longer. It is like another beast entirely, and so I just have so much respect for artists and animators, because I literally could never do what you guys do. Like, oh my god, I literally cannot even wrap like my tiny brain around it. Like, it's just wow. So I think it makes a lot of sense that Epoch Sonder has kind of like shifted to like focus really more on just making Maven comics. Like, again, they're still posting animations, but I think the fully animated Maven series is on hold for the time being. But yeah, so as far as I know, that's basically where Maven stands as of right now. I also know that Epoch Sonder is currently working on Maven Chapter 2. They posted the cover for Chapter 2 on their socials, and it looks so gorgeous. I am so excited. Anyway, next I wanted to talk about Maven Chapter 1 itself, because I've been so excited about the Maven series and its characters and its world for so long, and I'm just so happy to finally be able to hold chapter 1 in my hands. I read it, I loved it, and now I want to talk about it. Also, can we just make some commotion for this cover? I'm gonna talk more about the art in a second, but oh my god, just look at it. It is so beautiful. I am literally so obsessed with it. As I said before, Maven is the story of Eleanor Wells. I know I gave you guys a brief little synopsis in the beginning of this video, but now I wanted to read to you like the summary, the actual summary that's on the back of the comics. That's what I'm gonna do. So, Homeward. I think that might be the title of like the chapter itself, but I'm not entirely sure. But Eleanor finds herself in a brand new world full of whimsical critters and fae. Upon her arrival, she discovers that not only was she born in this estranged realm, but she is the long-lost Maven, the master of the 5 magics. Confused, disoriented, and scared, Eleanor is met by several strangers who help her in her journey. However, there is one who is more mysterious than the rest. So the world that Eleanor finds herself in is called Alade, and there are 5 different kinds of magics. So we have wind, fire, water, earth, and spirit. And as we learn, the Maven is the title for the person who's able to master and control all of the elements, basically like the Avatar. Also, apparently the creatures in Alade, or the Fae, I don't really know what distinguishes, like, what differentiates the critters between the Fae, because there clearly is a difference, but I don't really know what. But in order for Eleanor to be able to understand them, they have to like, they have to kiss her, they have to give her a little smooch, so that she can understand the language that they're speaking. So that's just the thing I wanted to throw in there, that I thought it was quite humorous. But anyway, so Maven is a classic isekai story setup, which is really funny because me and Adam were actually talking about this the other day, but neither of us are really into like isekai stories like at all. I mean, with Adam, he really does not like isekai stories, and that's mainly because isekai as a genre is like so oversaturated in the anime space. Like if you go on the Crunchyroll homepage, you basically like every week you will see like a new isekai anime, and to be fair, they all are kind of like the same story, the same premise. I'm a bit more open to isekai personally, but I don't usually gravitate towards anything in the genre. So Maven is actually kind of a first for me. I mean, it definitely helps that the art is so gorgeous. I think that the first like Maven related like content that I ever saw was a TikTok animation, and like I was immediately hooked from the jump. Like before I even knew what the story was, like I was on board because I was like, damn, that's some beautiful art. Like I said before, you can read Maven for free on WebToon, but if you are in the position where you are able to, I would very much recommend that you purchase a physical copy of chapter 1, because honestly, one of my favorite things to do, like ever since I got this comic, is to just open to a random page and just like stare at the art and like really take it in, because literally every single page is so beautiful, whether it's a landscape, whether it's a specific character, like literally all the art is so just, I feel like I keep repeating myself, but it's incredible. It's literally just so incredible. And because the art is so incredible, so beautiful, it just made me even more excited about the story and the world and the characters. Chapter 1 is really just setting up the world and the basic premise of Maven, so nothing has really like really happened like plot-wise yet. But again, the art is so pretty, it almost doesn't even matter. I already know some general story and character stuff that hasn't happened yet in this new like release of the comics, because I've been following Maven for a long time. I've watched like the pilot episode and all the various animations. I watched the holiday animation special that I think also came out the same year the pilot episode came out. So I already know like a good amount of Maven lore that hasn't been touched on yet. But so I'm very excited, particularly about a certain tall monster boy who Eleanor is going to develop a romance with, but that's all I'm gonna say on that for now. I'll definitely have more to say story-wise when chapter 2 comes out. I don't know exactly when it's gonna be released, but when the physical copy is out, I will be making a video about that. I'm very excited to follow this series, so stay tuned. Anyway, that's all I have for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will have all of Epoch Sonder's links down below in the description. Please go check them out and support them. They are so incredibly talented. Whether or not you can purchase an actual physical copy of Maven Chapter 1, you can still go and, again, read the webtoon for free. You can watch their animations on YouTube and TikTok. So however you can, please go support them because they're just so incredibly talented and I want to see them thrive. Once again, that's all I have for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I upload Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, except when I don't, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.